You know that feeling, right? You wake up, the dream was so vivid, so real. You just know it meant something, held some key. And then, like, within seconds,
it's gone.
Completely. Just evaporates, slips away like smoke.
Yeah.
And you're left with that really frustrating sense of, okay, something significant just happened, but what was it? The details just vanish.
It really is like trying to hold on to water, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have the feeling, the echo of it, but the substance is gone.
Yeah.
Just this blank space.
Exactly. And while that feeling is why today's deep dive is so fascinating, what if that forgetting, that blank space, isn't just your brain naturally resetting? What if it's something more deliberate? We're going to explore this idea that dream amnesia isn't some kind of flaw in our memory system, but maybe a specific active mechanism. And the reasons behind it, well, they're probably not what you've been told.
Interesting. Yeah, our deep dive today pulls heavily from some really thought-provoking material, especially a YouTube video called "There's a Reason You Don't Remember Your Dreams, and It's Not Natural" from the Wise Minds channel.
Right.
We've gone through their research, their notes, the sources they cite. Quite a stack, actually. And we're ready to, unpack the most compelling bits for you.
Yeah, our mission here is really to explore these ideas that challenge the standard thinking about dreams. We want to try to bridge the gap, between the scientific understanding and some of these more spiritual or, frankly, unconventional perspectives. Helping you understand why some people suggest this dream forgetfulness isn't just a glitch, but something that's almost been installed, like a feature.
Installed, wow. Okay, so where do we start?
Well, let's set the stage first.
Yeah.
How are dreams usually understood?
Right. So the standard scientific view, especially looking at REM sleep, your brain is incredibly busy. It's not just resting.
No, definitely not. It's consolidating memory, processing emotions, maybe working through that argument you had, or integrating something you learned. It's like mental heist, filing things away.
Summing up the mental hard drive, yeah.
Exactly. And in that view, dreams are mostly seen as a byproduct of all that activity, like the screensaver that runs while the computer's each fragging.
Okay, that's the familiar take. But then you've got these other views, right? The spiritual, the unconventional one.
Yeah, and these go way back, thousands of years, across so many cultures. Dreams aren't just noise. They're seen as access points.
Access point.
Or doors, maybe. Doors into other layers of reality. In a lot of traditions, dreams are treated as real experiences, like the soul actually travels somewhere.
So you don't just imagine the dream place, you actually visit it.
That's the idea in those frameworks, yeah. Getting insight, connecting with something beyond the everyday.
It's fascinating to think maybe both are true in some way. Well, that's a synthesis some people propose. Physically, yes, the brain's firing, you can measure it, but maybe consciousness itself is doing something more, engaging with another dimension, perhaps. But the key point from our source material, for this discussion anyway, is that dreams often feel like structured experiences, not just random chaos.
Okay, structured, like they have a plot or a purpose.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And that structure is what hints at why some might be, removed, erased.
Right, which brings us smack into the central claim here, that the blank space when you wake up isn't just normal forgetting. It's presented as a disruption, an interference with that bridge between the dream world and your waking memory.
Interference, okay.
Yeah, like this level of memory loss isn't accidental. It's as if something actively severs the link. The source uses the analogy of cutting a call mid-conversation.
Wow. Cutting the call, that's a strong image.
Yeah.
So not fading out, but being cut off.
Exactly. And apparently, sleep studies show the brain can encode these dream memories. It has the capability.
Okay, so the hardware's there?
Right. But it seems like it often chooses not to retain it. And the really provocative part is the suggestion that this choice may not come from you.
Ooh, okay. So if it's not me choosing to forget.
Then it's less like forgetting and more like being disconnected.
Actively.
Disconnect, implying some kind of external influence, or at least something beyond our conscious will.
Yeah. That idea of something severing the link is, it's pretty unsettling, isn't it?
It definitely is. It raises a massive question. If the brain can remember but doesn't or isn't allowed to, then who or what is doing the cutting?
Right. If it's installed, if we're being disconnected, why? What are the reasons?
Okay, so the source must offer some theories on that.
Oh, it does. We've dug into them. And there are 9. Let's call them provocative theories. Each one peels back another layer of this mystery.
9 reasons. Okay, let's hear them.
All right. Reason number 1. You're being disconnected on purpose after sleep.
Think about it. Your brain is buzzing during sleep, right? Intense activity, processing, experiencing, maybe things we can't even imagine while awake. Yet you wake up and poof, seconds later, most of it is gone. This theory says that's not just fading memory, it's a deliberate act. A switch gets flipped to stop those dream memories transferring into your waking mind.
Like a gatekeeper slams the door shut at the moment of waking.
Pretty much. It makes the pattern seem less like natural decay and more like, manage separation, keep the dream stuff over there and waking life over here.
Okay, that leads naturally into the second reason.
It does. Reason 2, your dreams contain information you're not allowed.
Not allowed, like secrets.
Sort of. Think about those dreams that feel incredibly specific, detailed. Maybe they contain knowledge or insights you definitely didn't have before you...
I think everyone's had a glimpse of that.
The source uses this analogy of classified data that's redacted, or like someone literally yanked it back just before it could fully land in your consciousness.
Yanked it back. Wow.
The idea is that entire narratives, lessons, really specific information gets erased, especially if it's considered too revealing for your current awareness.
So it's not just memory failure, it's active blocking, restriction, like, nope, you don't get to remember that bit.
Exactly, like a filter is applied, which kind of flows into the next point. Because sometimes it's not just sensitive information, it's stuff our waking mind couldn't.
Okay.
Reason 3, your conscious mind can't handle what your subconscious witnessed.
Can't handle. How so?
Well, the idea is that during sleep, our usual mental filters drop. We process things without limits, but those limits have to snap back hard when we wake up, right? To keep our mental structure, our sanity intact.
Right. Otherwise, we couldn't function.
So what if dreams contain experiences that totally contradict our basic understanding of reality, like fundamental laws of physics being different, time flowing backwards, our sense of self completely dissolving?
Okay, yeah, that would be jarring.
If you remembered that stuff clearly, vividly, the theory suggests it could literally create emotional, perceptual, maybe even psychological breaks.
So the forgetting is protective in that sense.
Yes. But maybe protective of the structure, not necessarily protective of you in a nurturing. It explains that vague, uneasy, disoriented feeling you sometimes get after a dream you can't recall. There's an echo of the conflict.
The waking mind needs its familiar reality, so it sacrifices the dream memory to maintain that stability.
Exactly. Okay, buckle up for this next one. It goes way out there.
Uh-oh. More than fractured reality.
Reason 4, you travel dimensions at night and the return trip demands amnesia.
Whoa. Okay, actual travel.
That's the theory, that your sleeping mind isn't just processing, it's actually moving, visiting other spaces, maybe other dimensions, alternate timelines, places with totally different rules, different structures.
And these experiences feel real.
Apparently incredibly real, sometimes more real than waking life. Different physics, different beings, different histories.
Okay, so why the amnesia?
Because coming back here to this reality requires it. It's like a condition of the return ticket. Your mind knows it went somewhere beyond logic, somewhere this reality structure can't contain. So the memory gets, well, the source says ripped for stability.
Ripped. That's a violent term.
It is. Imagine waking up with crystal clear memories of a whole day lived in, I don't know, a world made of sound, or negotiating with beings who exist outside of time.
Yeah, okay, I can see how that would make functioning difficult.
The forgetting isn't a glitch. It's a brutal but necessary firewall to keep your conscious mind anchored in this consensus reality. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Have you ever had a dream feel so real it took you ages to shake it off?
Definitely. That feeling of disorientation can be intense.
Yeah.
Okay, what's number 5? This is wild.
Number 5 builds on that idea of what the mind can handle, but maybe from a darker angle. You've seen things that would break you while awake.
Break you, like traumatic things.
Potentially. The idea is our waking perception is deliberately narrow, right? For focus, for survival. But at night, that structure loosens. And maybe that exposes us to, well, jarring stuff.
Such as?
Things like violent memories, maybe not your own, glimpses of other versions of yourself that are disturbing, places where everything just feels fundamentally wrong, or that really creepy feeling of being watched by something you can't identify.
Okay, that's unsettling.
These are framed not as metaphors, but as direct encounters. And the forgetting, it's described as control, not kindness. Control to keep you functional, sane, within the accepted parameters of reality. You might wake up feeling dread, or just off, but with no memory to explain it.
So again, it's about preserving function in this reality, even if it means walling off potentially terrifying truths perceived by the subconscious. There are things we're not ready for, perhaps.
Perhaps. Now, what about the characters in our dream? Reason 6. Dream beings don't want to be remembered.
The beings themselves, like they have agency.
That's the concept. That not all dream figures are just, projections of our own psyche. Some might act independently. Maybe they know things you don't.
Like meeting someone in a dream.
Exactly. And there are loads of reports, anecdotes, where the moment someone realizes they're dreaming, especially if they're interacting with a specific figure, the dream abruptly ends.
Like the lucid dreaming trigger.
Yeah, or faces suddenly blur, details vanish. It's as if you weren't supposed to look that closely or ask that direct question.
So these beings might have their own reasons for staying incognito.
Could be. Their agendas might be neutral, helpful, totally alien, who knows. But the theory suggests they're fine with you forgetting. They prefer it, maybe.
Implies a whole hidden interaction layer.
Definitely. Okay, this next one, number 7, feels very relatable, I think. It's about how the system trains you to ignore you.
The system. Like society.
Yeah, basically, think about it. From when we're kids, what are we told about dreams?
Oh, it was just a silly dream. Don't worry about it. It wasn't real.
Exactly. They're dismissed as nonsense, random images, nothing important. You ever try telling an adult about a really vivid, weird dream as a kid?
Oh, yeah. Usually met with confusion or just brushed off.
Right. It's almost universal. Why is this thing that takes up, like, a third of our lives treated as totally irrelevant?
Good question.
The source argues this dismissal isn't just accidental, it's a kind of societal reinforcement. It trains us into apathy about our dream life, turns this incredibly active inner world into just white noise.
And if it's just white noise?
Then something really important could be hidden there, couldn't it? Hidden in plain sight because we're trained not to look.
Makes sense. We devalue it, so we don't pay attention. Okay, what's number 8?
Number 8 is fascinating. It flips a common assumption. The idea is, the more real the dream feels, the faster it's erased.
Like, the more real, the faster it goes. Not the other way around.
That's the theory. Think about those dreams that aren't hazy, but sharp, exact, vivid. They feel like actual memories, right?
Yeah.
With weight meaning sensation. And yet, those are often the ones that vanish almost instantly upon wake. Why? The source argues it's not because they weren't real, but because they felt too real.
Too real? How is that a problem?
It's a problem for a waking mind that's built to believe in only one version of reality, this one. Imagine waking up with totally convincing, detailed memories of living a different life, having a different family, existing in another time or place.
That would create, serious conflict, cognitive dissonance on a massive scale.
Exact. So the theory suggests your mind makes a hard choice. Protect the structure, protect this reality, even if it means ditching a potentially profound but dangerously disruptive truth experienced in the dream. You're left with just an echo, a feeling, because the full memory would threaten to tear it apart.
A kind of internal self-preservation for our consensus reality. Wow. Okay, we're up to the last one. Number 9. Is there any hope for remembering?
Well, number 9 offers a slightly different perspective, maybe a glimmer of hope. You're not meant to wake up with the full truth.
Yet, implying it might change.
Possibly. This focuses on those weird little leaps. Those rare times when a specific image, a face, a strange phrase, maybe a map fragment from a dream does stick with you, clear, all day.
Those fragments that feel significant somehow.
Right. The source suggests these aren't just random glitches or mistakes in the forgetting process. They're allowed through in small doses.
Allowed through. By whom or what?
That's the question, isn't it? Maybe it's because you're finally ready to handle that little piece of information. Or maybe, as the source puts it, something wanted you to notice.
Like a breadcrumb trail.
Kind of. And these fragments, they feel different, don't they? Less like hazy guesses, more like facts. Like, that face, even if you don't know why.
Yeah, they have a different quality.
So the idea is the full picture might not be locked away forever, but the timing matters. And when a memory does finally break through and stick, you have this deep sense that wasn't just a dream.
It suggests a potential unfolding, that maybe we can become ready to remember more, to integrate more, without shattering our sense of self or reality. A journey of readiness.
Exactly. So, wow, we've really gone through some mind-bending ideas here, haven't we?
We really have. Moving way beyond just, I forgot my dream, into deliberate disconnection, information control, reality protection, even dimensional travel.
It's a lot to take in. So, for you listening, what stands out? Does any of this resonate? Any of those fleeting dream bits or weird feelings on waking up that suddenly seem different now?
Yeah, those moments where you wake up and just know something profound happened, even if you can't recall what.
Yeah.
Does this framework offer a new way to think about that?
And here's something to really chew on, a final thought. If, like these sources suggest, our sleeping minds can tap into other realities, other layers of information, stuff our waking minds aren't equipped for right now, what would happen if we could suddenly remember everything, all of it? And maybe more importantly, is there a way to prepare ourselves, to expand our capacity maybe, to integrate these deeper truths without, as the source warns, fracturing our mental structure.
That's a profound question. How do we become ready for more reality?
Exactly. Something deep to ponder about your own mind, the universe, and everything in between.